If I can, and it's just, I want to actually congratulate the staff, if I can, through you, Mr. Chair, on the work that has been done. I know there has been a lot of work. I know that staff have actually had to put new systems in place over the years, so it hasn't been an easy task. But I just want to say thank you very much. You've made us look good, and we just the confidence that I have that everything is going well from the audit report. I'm really, really grateful and thank you.
It does give us some assurity, doesn't it?
It does, absolutely.
I think having interaction with the auditor does give us
for sure
that undermining feeling that things are good. You know,
Mr. Chair, if I could just carry on that, I don't think every council in the country could actually say that for the last 12 years in our Mayoralty with this area, we've had clear audit reports. And that in itself, as you look at the Kuipers and you look at that there, that we as councillors around this table in East here assume that everybody does that. That assumption is not right. And to have 12 clear audit reports. And I take your point that if the auditors didn't find something minor every time, they'd find hard time to then justify their fee later on. So they have to find something, otherwise we'd be saying, why are we paying you? And so I haven't yet seen anything there. So you'll hope that there wouldn't be minor next year. You know, in all your years of local government, have you ever had one in which they didn't? They are, you know. But congratulations, we are pleased with the Lloyds. Please take it there, and you give us surety in the work that our staff does. That the council is in good financial heart, is following the law, and it is great to say, hey, we've had yet another clear report. And for those councillors who've been around a long time to know that just here, congratulations. We're in the best of hands. Thank you to the staff for the work that has been done, and thank you for the depth of your work as you study us. Thank you.
thank you, Worship. Thank you. Good to hear. I'll now move on to, I think I've dealt with that and I've put that motion, haven't I? Yes, thank you. I'll now move on to the representation letter. And again, this is a risk and audit committee responsibility. Mrs. Jameson need to take us through the representation letter. Councillors probably haven't had time to read it, but we've just spent a little time going through that, and then I'd probably ask Council that we recommend that the Chief Executive and the Mayor be delegated authority to sign the representation letter on behalf of the Council. So that's what I'd be aiming for at the end of this discussion. So I'll hand it to you.
Okay, so this is it's a standard representation letter. It is actually a draft from the audit stream, so it goes out to all local authorities. And this is basically you representing back to me that you are comfortable with what's in these financial statements. So all information has been provided to us in the past. That you've complied with all statutory obligations, all laws, that you are comfortable with the signing this off on a going concern basis, and that you basically that we've had assistance and everything we need to know, and you've told us. That's what that is basically representing.
So any questions of our auditor on the representation letter? There being none, I'm looking for a resolution from the committee that delegates authority. Well, this committee recommends to council that delegation be given to His Worship the Mayor and the Chief Executive to sign the representation letter on behalf of council. Thank you. And second, thank you, councillors. You got that? Thank you. The next item is the confidential minutes of the Risk and Audit Committee. I would like a motion to move these into the public arena. Happy to move. Do I have a seconder? Thank you. So I'll put that motion. The resolution is that the minutes of the 8th September 2016 of the Audit and Risk Committee be moved in its entirety into the public section of this agenda. Now, for the public that don't have copies of it, I'll just briefly take you through it before we adopt it. There were 5 items on the agenda. There was no apologies. There was no other items of business. Conflicts of interest, there was none. Why I asked for the meeting with the councillors, and I asked that all staff be excluded and obviously publicly excluded, so I could have a discussion with the councillors prior to meeting with the audit. Is there any issues, concerns that council has with regards to its operations or its accounting? Council did not have any major issues. However, they wanted 6 things looked at, and these were all taken up with the auditor following the meeting. Some of them is not their job, some of them is the chief executive's job, and some of them for the internal auditor that you've hired from your local LAS. Those items were procurement use and disposal of vehicles, policy with regards to supplying local businesses through the procurement system. 3, the cost of the audit. And if we get our systems and procedures right, that will reflect in the cost, I'm sure. Holiday pay for casual employees. It's raised, and you've heard the answer today, which I think is good. The risk management of procurement. The change of governance command in the absence of mayor, etc. So these were noted, and the chief executive will be referring them on to the appropriate for the appropriate action. So those were the minutes. Do I have a mover to receive those? Thank you. And choose from about 5 here. They all went up together. A seconder, or one of those 5. Thank you for that. Those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Carried. I think that brings us to the end of the meeting. Apart from what I'd like to do is now declare the meeting closed. But if we could just ask the members of the public through a public forum, let's call it a public forum, are there any questions you would like to direct through the chair regarding the content of the meeting today? Now, I've been quite specific about the questions. It's about the content of the information that's been received today. So I'll open it up to the public. Do you want any clarification of any issues that were raised? So everything was nice and clear, hopefully? That's great. It's great when you can have a meeting and there's involved the public and there is no points of clarification at a meeting. So thank you very much. Thank you for attending, everyone. Your Worship? Yeah, I'm going to now hand over to you at the end. Okay. Your Worship, as a young, pimply-nosed ex-auditor, I had the pleasure of taking the job in Tauroo in 1974, where I met a councillor by the name of Neil Sinclair in his career in local government. And we've touched base over the years and watched our own careers go from myself through to Chief Executive and from Neil's point of view through to Mayor. May I say on behalf of this committee, Your Worship, thank you sincerely for your contribution to the community of South Waikato. You leave a great legacy. Your dedication goes above and beyond the call of duty, and you should be proud to have led this council and proud of the things you have achieved, both locally and nationally. And I think this committee, and I'd like a resolution, passes on its best wishes to you, and hopefully you have an extremely busy retirement, and that we don't lose touch with someone who has made so much of a contribution to our society. Thank you, Your Worship. Could I have a resolution supporting that from the committee? Thank you. I think that's unanimous. We don't even need to put that. For the councillors that are not standing, likewise, thank you very much for your contribution. I know local government is not easy. I know you don't get many rewards. I know people always criticise, but it's through you that communities move forward. And your contribution has been great, so thank you. For those that are standing for election again, best of luck. Hope to see many of you back in this room, because I think it's important that councils do have continuity, because it's the communities that need that cornerstone of continuity to make sure their plans and aspirations move forward. So best of luck going forward, and hope to see you in the new year. With that, I'll hand it over to the Chief Executive.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I was actually, I should have got in before that because that was outstanding. What I did want to do though is just identify the individuals that have been working so well. I appreciate Deputy Mayor's words around the staff and the work that's been done. But Mr. Smith, Ms. Ferreira, and Mr. Bermuda, sorry, at the back, sorry, Rista. Yeah, these three guys have put a huge amount of work into this, not only getting the, and Tanya Wood as well, sorry Tanya, for the annual report. They've done a huge amount of, Tanya Wood. These guys have done a huge amount of work putting this together, and I know Fiona and I have had a couple of conversations on Saturdays in here when she's been burning the midnight oil, and I know Ben works huge hours as does Arista as well, and Tanya. So I just want to recognise those four individuals because they have done a great job, not only getting the accounts to where they need to be, but also in terms of improving our systems, which has been a huge bit of work. So,
May I endorse those sort of comments, because it was so easy for those of us who sit back here to look at these at the end and just expect them to take place. But we don't, quite frankly, we just don't have that as elected members, the recognition of how much work it is to make quite certain that that is right, and as the auditors do it. And so as our staff actually do it, and of course again as councillors recognise that we've got, to have an external chair for, to do our audit committee is not universal across that. It does mean that there is extra pair of eyes that, that come in. And to have somebody like our chair who has had such a long history in which, he's one of the few being recognised, but as Solgum, as an outstanding, leader in that area. And again, we don't always recognise the skill base that we have of people who give us the stuff that we need, and we just take it for granted. And congratulations, don't underestimate the skill base that we have sitting right here, and so I endorse your comments.
Thank you, Richard.
Can you say nice things?
Probably call a 5-minute break.
5-minute break, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
you wouldn't be.
Yeah.